today. From CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, this is Madden NFL 21. Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Daniel Jones and the New York Giants.
With the beautiful Puget Sound just to our west, you get a look inside CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the New York Giants. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. Takes this about 5 yards deep, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Giants go to work on offense for the first time, and it's Daniel Jones leading the way, the number 6 pick in the 2019 draft.
A little bit of broken record time, partner, because we know that this young man, Daniel Jones, was a surprise pick at number 6 overall. But I thought that he got better and better as the year went on in his rookie year. A lot of trial by fire. Needs to protect the football better while in the pocket. But when he's at his best, he can throw it and run it. And he's an ascending quarterback. 24 touchdown passes as a rookie.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football, got to him, and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And he'll throw right away. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Down, Wilson forced out to his left. He'll run it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Now that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Eluding the pressure right. He lets it. This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 14.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
1st and goal from just inside the 5.
Let's go, D.
Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, there's a sight that fans were used to seeing a little bit more earlier in his career. Just 3 rushing touchdowns last year for Russell Wilson. He's had as many as 6 in a season. I think he's a lot more selective, a little more judicious about running the football now, but still scares the heck out of any defense when he decides to tuck it and go.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. On the return, Corey Ballantyne. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own.
So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Bobby Wagner, the NFL's leading tackler in 2019, there on the stop.
Yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And that is incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Returnable for Lockett. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's been busy with his feet. He's been quite the scrambling man.
And obviously that can break down a defense, but a lot of it is just that they just get trapped with worrying about it so much that other things break down as well. You know, you break the huddle, and you're not just playing what comes out at you. You're like, oh, God, don't let him outside of the pocket. Don't let him beat us with his legs. And then he starts to beat you other ways.
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 37. And he's going to keep it here. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 39 yards there, a big one.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Buying time to his left. He's going to take off with it. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. 4 yards to go on 2nd down from the 7. Here's Wilson to throw. Flushed out right. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown. Russell Wilson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
It's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball. You
got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm. Relax a little bit and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 14-0.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Ballantyne to return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a 1st down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a 1st down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
On 2nd down now, Barkley. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
2 yards on the play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Yards to go.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 11 yards there, 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Short throw to Disley. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Being chased out left. He may try and run for this. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the Giants.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson, and he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the 1st. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Well, pretty woeful there, just 23 yards on the punt. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York ready to go again offensively. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the 1st quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Wilson. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Wilson sacked.
And Russell Wilson gets sacked, and he tied for the most sacks in the NFL last season with 48 in total. But Seattle likes to throw the ball deep. So that means you're going to take more time to get the ball downfield. Sometimes the offensive line can't hold up, and he ends up hitting the deck on those plays.
He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 13.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a high kick here as he'll try to hang it up there. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
At their own 44-yard line.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 44. And from the shotgun, he'll throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Operating from the gun, Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 and a giant 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there, just like last play.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the 1st quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Brings up 3rd down.
Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds. And now 4th down. The linebacker Bobby Wagner able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
14, Giants 3.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Loman.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And who's got it? The Giants.
Jabril Peppers. Daniel Jones.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
A gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Another try for Barkley.
3-yard line.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this 1st quarter of play. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And Barkley Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants.
Touchdown.
A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Giants have got it back to a one-score game. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And nothing but daylight ahead. 20,
Showtime today,
10,
baby.
5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. That kickoff return, 104 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Well, he made the right choice by result, but a little bit surprising because now with touchbacks coming back to the 25 instead of the 20, when guys field it that deep in the end zone, I think most coaches want them to take a knee.
Yeah, it's resulted in more kneel downs. Not right there. It's good, and it's 21-10. Well, they say the kickoff can be one of the most exciting plays in football. It proves so there. 104 yards on the return.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Ballantyne to return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
First and 10. At their own 26-yard.
Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Throwing Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Good job starting on that scramble. Had his eyes on that first down marker, CD, but lost the most important thing, the football.
Yeah, wasn't quite there. Focused solely on getting to the first down marker. Forgot to cover up and take care of the ball.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Dexter Lawrence in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Dancing to his left. Short throw to Disley. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead grows to 14 at 24-10.
Giants 10.
Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
Ballantyne to return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Return. The Giants take over 1st and 10.
But the focus shifts back to Daniel Jones and company.
And I never played quarterback, but I'm thinking as a quarterback, you're a little bit into the game now. 2nd quarter, you're losing. You're not playing well. Probably feels like a lot of weight on your shoulders.
So Barkley hit and the ball pops free.
And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling? And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. So 2nd and long, you got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. It'll be a gain of 6. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now it's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Complete.
That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
It's 4th down.
And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Giants are going to get the football back. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized, you know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
On 2nd down now, Barkley. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. this might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Fair catch.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
The Giants take over 1st and 10.
The New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
2nd and 4.
On 2nd down and 4. Jones. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down.
Giants.
Here's Jones, throwing on 1st down. Finds his tight end Ingram. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd and 1.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Complete. Fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
2nd and
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now it's Carson. He's got daylight past the 20.
Do what we do.
And
Do what we
all
do.
the way in, touchdown Seattle. Chris Carson, 70 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away.
Valentine to return.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that.
And he loses the football the 2nd time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's 3rd down.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
Got a man, Slayton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 18 there, and the Giants have a 1st down. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. This is Barkley. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. It was Jaron Reed who got him down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the Seahawks 45-yard line.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Now Jones from the gun on 3rd down. Forced out to his left. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
He was taken down by...
Someone knew exactly where he needed to get to pick up that 1st down now. I'm not so sure about the technique in getting there, but he went for it, and he got it.
Exactly. He knew where he needed to get, because remember, if he slides, when that derriere dips, if you will, that play's over.
The derriere dips, I like that one.
Yeah, been working on it for a little bit. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12, operating from the 39. From the gun, Jones. That's complete to Slayton. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one.
And a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Jones pass complete. Fumble on the play.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down right around the 18-yard line. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the 1st down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on 3rd.
Made at the 45-yard line. The Giants take over 1st and 10.
A look at Sterling Shepard as he and this offense get set to go again. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
At the 42-yard line.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, 42 yards. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. And he showcased his blazing speed on that one.
Was he wearing football cleats or track spikes? Because he was gone. Big-time play, and just think about what that does if you're a receiver on the team with him. Well, that's got to open things up for you as well, because if I'm a defense, I've got to get back deeper and deeper in order to keep him in front. But I'm not sure how many can actually keep him in front with that speed.
Gano for the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Wilson buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Short throw to Disley. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. To throw again on second down, Wilson, and now he's going to use his legs. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 20-yard line.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not sliding down there, don't you?
I'm with you on that one. The meter definitely leans towards admiration.
A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. Myers' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
34, Giants 17.
Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
He was solid on the field goal, but not as solid on the kickoff there, and that'll put him at the 40-yard line to start this drive.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Automatic first down.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again, Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Catch made by Slayton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
Oh, no.
Wait a second. That's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all because you want that penalty. All right, they just picked up a first down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, but it'll be second down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Off play action. Jones. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt.
Offside. Defense.
Come on, Russ. Just call the call. You know, Craig. Come on now.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf, and he'll get it down on the play to the 37. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
And am I seeing this correctly? They brought out the field goal team here on first down. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Myers able to knock it through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now.
Giants 17.
So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Jones hit and the ball's out. And the Seahawks have recovered.
A fumble on the play.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Intended for Will Dissly. Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there.
New York ready to go again offensively.
And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
He was certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now this throw caught left side, and he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
On the stop. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
From the gun, Jones. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
To Chris Carson.
The screen was executed and completed, but where's the worry on the play? How many times is a quarterback going to get hit? Because offensive linemen have to do an acting job of making sure it looks like they're whiffing on blocks. But you got to slow them down a little bit, because if you don't, that's a lot of big guys coming at your quarterback in a big, fast way. And boy, he can get hurt.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively, because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced a 3rd down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced a dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run with Barkley. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
Saquon Barkley,
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. Good tackle there by Jaron Reed, the former 2nd-round pick out of Alabama, and that's why he was drafted, but he's really shown an excellent ability to rush the passer as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Jones. And that will be incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now, to be frank, a silly penalty there trying to block the field goal, and that leads to a fresh set of downs. This ball complete. Jones to Ingram. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was that 3 drives?
Yep.
3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back and give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Their own 39-yard
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Right there, 54, right there.
He'll look to throw right away. He dumps it off to Barkley. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
A gain of 11.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Intended for Sterling.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 28. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. A 1st down carry for Barkley. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
Barkley, the ball carrier.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence?
And he coughed it up, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But
it's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 68 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And I don't quite know what's happening here. It's a 1st down, but the field goal team is out onto the field. Myers' kick is good. And that lead will move from 20 up now to 23.
40. Giants 17.
So as it turns out, a 2-play drive resulting in the field goal. So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives are bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, It was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
Ball carrier.
A gain of 3, second down.
8-yard line.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Wagner.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
A pickup of 2 yards. First down, New York.
On first down, Barkley hit and the ball pops free. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now.
And 8 yards to go.
On third down, Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they've gone for it twice now on fourth down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. They'll go to Barkley again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. He's going to look deep down the field, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Riley Dixon now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now it's Lockett. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Give him 30 yards there.
First and 10 at the 7.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Incomplete.
Well, they've had success getting the ball to him out of the backfield, but this time they had a man right on him. He was able to break that play up before he could get started.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that will make the lead now 26.
43. Giants 17.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
And this is going to be covered up by the Giants. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number.
And it's a fumble, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Jones pass complete. Fumble on the.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Following the fumble recovery, Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field. That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
Wilson on third down, and he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's good.
10 yards in the Seattle first down.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect. It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
A gain of 13. It's a first down.
What a a great rookie campaign in 2019 for DK Metcalf, who came in with high expectations, was actually upset that he went in the second round, not the first round, but quickly proved everyone wrong who didn't take him prior. 900 yards receiving, 7 touchdowns, and looks exactly like the Seattle Seahawks receiver is supposed to look. Big, strong, physical, and catches all the contested passes downfield.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
At the 31-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
And they'll get this down to the 10. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Myers' kick is good. And that will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29.
17.
Well, it's hard to put your finger on whether this is something to celebrate or something maybe the offense is embarrassed by. But that's now 6 field goals he's made in this game alone.
Yeah, he's bailed him out quite a bit so far. But it's very comforting to know that you have a kicker that's got your back.
The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. Throwing again. Jones. Escaping the pressure right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? And now look at this. Big game, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Jones' pass complete. A fumble on the play. Recovered by the...
And I don't know that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Now Wilson on first down. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
Brings up second and 9 at the 18-yard line.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll get nothing out of that one. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They get only 4 that time, as that leads us to a fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. That's complete to Slayton. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a Giant 1st down on a gain of 16. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing, Jones. And his throw here is incomplete. Levine Toilolo, the tight end, is intended target. And it's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jones. Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. This spot in the 4th quarter with that deficit, had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. And the Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Give the sack to Blake Martinez. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now the Seahawks going to use the 1st of their timeouts. It's just their 1st. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Russell Wilson sacked.
Brandon, that's the 3rd time he's fumbled so far in this game. And, you know, you can make excuses for each and every one of them, but the bottom line is he's got to take care of it better. And now that he's shown a propensity for fumbling it, just think about what the defenders are trying to do.
Yeah, well, guys hate 1 fumble, 2's, oh my goodness, 3 or more. Wow.
Just doesn't make any sense, does it?
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
That's complete into the hands of Carson. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So they had the big loss on that 1st down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. He's going to take off with it. A heck of an effort there on the scramble leaves him with just 3rd and a yard. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
15-yard gain brings up 3rd and a yard.
Here's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And it appears the offense is going to try this again. They've yet to convert the first 3 times on 4th down, but they're going once more. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Wilson now off the bootleg. Out to his left. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
49. Giants 17.
So it's a drive that ends in 3, and I know that line sounds familiar. It's because I've said it 7 times now, and that leaves him 1 short of the NFL record of 8 field goals in 1 game.
It has been a lot of settling for 3, but I tell you what, it's nice to know that you have someone this reliable to turn to.
Jones on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Incomplete.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Jones. And his throw is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And he lost the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The Giants take over.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches.
And now look at this. Big gain and a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
A fumble on the play. Recovered by the...
These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
On the play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll find Ballore out of the backfield. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Steps away. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door. Maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
We'll see if they go back to base. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He's got his man. This is Tate. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, Jones. He completes it to Tate. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.